us having a fear of something and we don't even know exactly what it is that we have a fear of. If we have a fear of an alligator right in front of us, totally understandable. If I have a fear of alligators, I'm in Tucson, Arizona, and the alligator is in Florida, that's kind of like a different thing. So me stressing about that ain't going to change nothing. Welcome, family, to the Bacon Bits Podcast, where we immediately want you to apply the bits of information to your life. The ground rules for our podcast is that it will always be encouraging, uplifting, and informative. The areas of life that we will be talking about today will be covering the balanced life, spiritually, mentally, physically, relationship, and financially. And at the beginning of every podcast, it's these 5 words that I want to hear. Valuable, say them out loud, information applied equals success. And this episode, we're going to be talking about let it go. Letting go of the things that you can't control. And we love, a lot of us, if we tell the truth, we want to be control freaks. We want to know how everything is going to turn out, like how long is this going to take, how far do we have to go, how much does this cost, who going to be there. I mean, because if we could, we control the weather, we control the economy, we would control everything if we could. But there's a lot of things that we just can't control. So if I know up front that I can't control it, that is one of the major blessings in this world, because that's one less thing I got to have anxiety over. That's one less thing I got to be depressed about. This is what it is. I have to be accepting that these are the things that I can't control. So we're going to talk about quite a few of them on this episode. So we talk about a few things like you can't control how other people treat you. What you say up in here, you cannot control how other people treat you. Now, this is the part that's crazy. I'm going to throw the part that you can control up in there. The way you control yourself, the way you treat yourself, gives people a great indication of how to treat you. Now, that don't mean they're going to treat you like that. But a great way that you treat yourself can dictate to some degree how other people treat you. So the first thing that people are going to do is see how well or how unpleasantly you treat yourself. So you got to remember that. Being in the people industry, as all of us are, 80% of the time that you're in your life, you're going to have be in relationships with other people, whether it's a quick, bank transaction or a cash register lady at Walmart, whatever it may be. We always have relationships going on. So if you understand that you can't control how other people treat you, if you can get in your head that you can't control if other people like you or dislike you, other people's actions and feelings, you can't control it. Other people's beliefs, you can't control. Other people's thoughts, you can't control. So if you know you can't control these things, why are you stressing out about it? If you know you can't control it, why are you stressing out about it? Because we love at times being people pleasers. We love people having, good expectations of us, good thoughts towards us, good feelings, good vibes towards us. But you can't control any of other people's thoughts, feelings, emotions, beliefs, likes, dislikes, actions. You can't. So one of the major things you need to learn at the very beginning is you can't control other people. That is such a big one, because this is the thing I love about it. And I always got to throw a scripture up in there every now and then. But God said, we are to have dominion over the earth. He said, I want you to be fruitful and multiply. Fruitful. What do you mean by fruitful? God wants us to have the fruit of love, the fruit of joy, the fruit of peace, the fruit of goodness, faith, self-control, meekness. That's the things he wants us to have fruit of. When he says be fruitful, then he says multiply. Guess what? Go out and show other people those wonderful traits, that you can multiply them. He says, replenish the earth. That's where the babies come in. See, people always heard on the first part, fruitful. They always thought that's where the babies was at. No, he said, then multiply. He said, replenish the earth. That's when you hear the babies. But he says we are to have dominion. This is the part that we have control over. Dominion over our actions, our feelings, our beliefs, our thoughts, our likes and dislikes, but not over other people. So one of the major things you have to understand if you're ever going to live a phenomenal life is you have got to learn how to let go of other people. God, you can love them with everything in your being, but you can't control them. So let that part go. Can't control the weather, national disasters, the passing of time. Can't control, when other people die. Oh, don't forget that other part. You can't control when you die. Okay. So you need to understand that, guess what? Since I can't control it, let me just be in the moment, accept it, and live the best possible life that I can possibly live. There are some things that we can't control, like some of our physical and mental limitations. If I'm getting older, which I am, I can't run as fast as I used to. Let go of that. For some people, they can't eat what they used to eat because it, drives their blood pressure crazy, or guess what? We put on that extra weight. So we got to take some of that stuff off. Some of the sleep patterns, guess what? We can't control that, because I know sometimes when my mind goes and clicks, certain times of the, I ain't gonna say certain times of the year because it's not certain times, but it's just certain days. But I'll have a day here, day there that my brain will not shut off, and I'll be tossing and turning all night long, and there's absolutely nothing I can do about it. I don't care if I read books, which I like to try to do, read at night, because that makes me sleepy, so I can go to bed, play some games, whatever that may be. Sometimes I just can't turn that brain off, so I have to accept that that's one of those nights that I can't do it, and just ride that thing out. You can't control privilege or lack of privilege. I think that's a big one. People to think about, we usually talk about white privilege, some of the things that they think they automatically have and get, but we also know that some people lack some of those wonderful privileges that we ought to give, so I think we need to really think about, guess what, we can't control it, so do as you will with that. Can't control your past. There's no time machine I could put you in to go back and change your past. And that's why I'm a firm believer that when God said this, Paul said it in the word, he said, it's one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind the past. Yeah, they happened, but there's nothing I can do to go back and change them. So I can't control that. That's gone. The changes in that change is inevitable. It's life is going to change. You're going to get older. You're going to gain a little weight. Blood pressure going to go up a little bit. Sugar levels going to go up. I mean, there's some stuff that's just inevitable. Can we work really hard at slowing those things down? We can do a great job in doing that. But, man, I'm trying to tell you, if we stressing about it, it ain't going to help nothing. And I am a firm believer that we should not be stressing as much as we do as a society. We stress way too much. We can't stress about the past, but we also can't stress about the future. You know what? People are really going crazy and bonkers over the AI thing. Totally get it, because it look crazy. But you also know that we be doing stuff as far as people can make videos and do green screen and do all kind of stuff to make things look like they want it to look, and it's not what it actually is. So part of us not stressed about the AI thing is, guess what, people putting up fake videos and not using it for the positive stuff that it could be used for. And we hope that will turn around for some. We can't stress about things that, just guess what, us having a fear of something and we don't even know exactly what it is that we have a fear of. If we have a fear of an alligator right in front of us, totally understandable. If I have a fear of alligators, I'm in Tucson, Arizona, and the alligator is in Florida, that's kind of like a different thing. So me stressing about that ain't going to change nothing. The exact outcome of how things happen, you can forget that one, baby. You know how we have all these beautiful, and we're in the month of May and June, and we have all these beautiful weddings coming up. Woo woo! You know, people getting married and they in love and all that wonderful stuff, and they plan these wonderful, beautiful, extravagant weddings. Let me let you know up front, that ain't gonna happen exactly the way you think it's gonna happen. You can plan that thing to a T, and it is not going to happen. And I hope it, at least it would all go good to how it happens. But man, a lot of times that stuff is not gonna happen the way you think it's gonna happen, and you got to be very careful of being over zealous about these things coming to pass as you think they should. They won't come to pass like you think they should. So what you can do is plan it the best that you possibly can and let the chips fall where they may. So please, ladies and gentlemen, we have got to stop stressing the way we stress. So one of the things I would highly suggest that you do is I would highly suggest that you make a list of things that you can and can't change. I'm a firm believer in that. That will give you so much power in your life if you will sit down and make a list of things that you can and cannot change. Now, we just went over a few of them right now, so that gives you an idea. If you can go back and pause on each one and get an idea of some of the things that you can get in your head that, guess what, I just can't change this, man. So I need to deal with it, accept it, and move on with my life. But also work on the things that I can control, the things that I can change when it comes to me. I would say make your plans flexible, because if you're not flexible with your plans, I'm real big on this, and I say this at my rehab. I want you to be dogmatic with your sobriety, but I want you to be super flexible on how that thing is going to turn out. Be dogmatic with your sobriety. I'm gonna stay sober, dog. I want you to be, when I say I want you to be on fire, when I want you to be laser sharp, laser focused on your sobriety, beautiful. I want you to have that. But how it's going to turn out, hey, you better stay flexible with that, because yes, what I want, these are meetings I'm going to, this is the workout I'm going to have, this is the things I'm going to do. I used to go to the gym and work out. Then when COVID hit, that changed all that. How much I used to be in control of that. How much I used to be in control of that, man, that was a big one. But I'm like, I couldn't control it. You know what? The world was going down, and I couldn't do nothing about it. But could I change my attitude about working out? Could I change the things of the ways I worked out? Yes, deeply. But I couldn't control going to the gym. They shut that baby down. So whether I liked it or not, I had to accept it. So that's a big one, is you have to be flexible in your planning on how you do things. Don't get attached to the outcome. Woo-wee. I want you to have an idea of how you want this thing to turn out. I think that's phenomenal. Guess what? That's why we make we make plans, we make goals. We have desires of how we want things to happen, and that's beautiful. But don't become too attached to the outcome, because there's no way some of the stuff that's happened in my life, you would have told me that thing would have made it better. There's no way. I'm like, you mean to tell me that my wife having the medical conditions that she has, and it made our relationship even go deeper? I would have never guessed that. If you'd have told me, I would have been at a place where I worked at and I'm giving up my all to this place for 4 years and never got a raise, you going to tell me that was going to happen? Oh, I would have never guessed that. But that made me get so mad that, guess what? God said that season is over. Switch over to something different. And that was one of the biggest blessings that happened. But that was not the outcome that I had planned. So you have to make sure you stay really loose with the outcome of how you want things to turn out. Embrace change, man. Embrace it. Don't run from it. Don't fight it. Don't hide from it. Sit there, deal with it, and guess what? Change is going to happen. It's inevitable that change is going to happen. So we got to really get to that part in life that we say, you know what? Life is going to keep on going. It's going to keep growing. It's going to keep moving. And either I can go with it and grow with it, or I can stay stale and stagnant. We get to pick that. Part of letting go of that control is working towards personal growth. Guess what? You want to be absolutely the best person you can possibly be. And in the process of doing that, guess what? You have always got to be changing, always have to be growing, always being accepting of the new ways and new ideas that people have. which in turn is going to help you with your personal growth. And one of the last things I would say is, please do me a favor, guys. Be present. Please be present. Don't be, you'll hear me say it a lot. Don't be so focused on the past that, you're getting depressed. And don't be so focused on your future that you're having crazy anxiety, man. Please do me a favor. Be right here in the moment. Don't rush it, because you'll never get a chance to live this day over. You only get one of these days in a lifetime. Stand still and just look around you and enjoy the moment. Take in the fresh air if you're outside. Take in the beautiful people that you're surrounded by. Take in the beautiful colors as I sit in our wonderful home and look at the colors of our house. Whatever is happening, man, please, 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 please be in the moment and understand there are just things that you just cannot control, and to be accepting and understanding and knowing, guess what? What I can do is make a list and make sure I know that I just can't control these, and come to that conclusion and accept it. But also knowing that the areas that I can control, make sure I focus in on those areas and make sure I do the best that I can in those areas. I love you guys. This is your boy John Bacon with another segment of Bacon Bits. Love you. God bless. All right, what's up, family? It's your boy John Bacon from the Bacon Bits podcast. Thank you so much for your support, likes, and ratings. Please don't just listen, but rate me, follow me, and subscribe. This is an amazing way to offer free support. My beautiful queen and I have some books that we have written for your growth.
So the first book we have is a workbook, actually. It's called Healthy Relationships, and this is a workbook through the lens of faith. Because what makes a relationship healthy or unhealthy? So this workbook is a 12-week, it's a biblically grounded course, and every week has a few different principles. So some of our principles, some of our topics that we're covering are respect, cultivating security. And this is not just between a husband and wife. This is between parents, between siblings, between friends, between your bosses, employers. So it's really important, and everyone deserves a healthy relationship.
And also we have The Balanced Life by John Bacon. It covers how to be prosperous in your finances, relationships, your health, your mind, and your spirit. So you can pick that up on Amazon, also on audiobook. And we also have
The Unraveling, a creative healing journal, pinings, poems, prayers, and ponderings of my precarious life. I've had a testimony of I've had 2 brain tumors and 2 brain surgeries, and I'm super grateful, but I'm still grieving the process of healing. And this is part of the process. In this book, you have devotionals, you have prayers, and you have some ponderings. And in between these pages, there's a space for you to also be prompted to paint and to create your own, or maybe you want to write something in these books. This is part of your creative healing journal that we get to walk through together.
And you guys can just head over to Kingdom Servants First. Kingdom Servants, the number 1 ST.com, and you can purchase all 3 of these books. Thank you for your support, your love, and your contributions. God bless.